Hmm? Dalawa? Sige, tapos ako. Kasi pinili ko lang yung link eh.
Kayo po ba dapat ang unang pumasok?
Hindi, pwede naman kayo. Arbel. Arbel Alan A. Gomez.
Mic test. Mic test. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Ay, problema sir, di nag...
Isang minuto delay.
Problema sir, di na.
Delay.
Problema sir, di na.
Di pa na po project sir. Ayaw. Ayaw mag-project. Saan ako pinag dito sir? PPMD ako. PIC ako na ano. Ito sir.
Fingerprint na. Yan.
Backsec, are we ready? Yes, poster. Okay, let's start the preliminaries.
So, welcome po sa ating private conference for the procurement of security services for DepEd Central Office, DepEd Baguio Teachers Camp, DepEd Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, DepEd Taguig, DepEd NEAP, and DepEd Nasuli, Malaybalay, Bukidnon. So before we start, let's have a prayer to be led. Let's have a prayer po muna. Maybe all stand up po. Loving Heavenly Father, we come to you this hour asking for your blessing and help us. We are gathered together. We pray for guidance in the matters at hand and ask that you would clearly show us how to conduct our work with a spirit of joy and enthusiasm. Give us the desire to find ways to excel in our work. Help us to work together and encourage each other to excellence. We ask that we would challenge each other to reach higher and farther to be the best we can be. We ask this is in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. So again, before we start, let us acknowledge the presence of the attendees. We have our presiding officers of BAC 6, our Mr. Chair, Director Resty C. Osias, our chairperson po.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Director Nanette E. Alama, our vice chairperson. Good afternoon po. Our regular members, Director Lynn Z. Padillo, our Director Ferdinand B. Pitagan. Okay. Our Undersecretary Gerard L. Chan. Okay, and proceed tayo sa ating provisional members po, Mr. Marlon G. Ompok and Miss Marivic C. Tolitol.
Marivic Bito Little po. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon po.
All right, before we proceed, Backsec, for purposes of our activity this afternoon, do we have a quorum at this point?
Yes po.
Okay, continue.
We would also like to mention our director, uh, Divina David.
And everyone.
Good
All
afternoon
right.
po. Next are observers po. We also invited the observers to letters dated December 2022 from Commission on Audit, NAMFREL, ANSA-EAP, Foundation Inc., Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GWatch. Also, we are live from YouTube channel DepEd Central Back Secretariat. So to start with our project information, the back through its secretariat posted its invitation to bid on December 22 at PhilJeps, DepEd website, DepEd FB, and the DepEd bulletin board. So for the end user po, for of this project, administrative service, security services unit po. And under source of funds po ng 2024 gas fund under National Expenditure Program, which undergoes with early procurement activity po. So for the pre-bid conference po natin, purpose of pre-bid conference, is the pre-bid conference is the initial forum where the procuring entities, representatives, and the prospective bidders discuss the different aspects of the procurement at hand. Its main purpose is to clarify and address every prospective bidder's questions on the different aspects of procurement as contained in the bidding documents. This way, bidders will fully understand the requirements, hence, they will be adequately aided in coming up with a responsive bid. Note that any statement issued during the conference shall not be binding or shall not modify the terms in the bidding documents unless the same is specifically identified in writing as an amendment and is issued through supplemental bid bulletin. So the approved budget for the contract is which is broken. The approved budget for the contract is 71 million 433,321 pesos, which is broken into two lots. For lot 1 is for procurement of security services for DepEd Central Office, Baguio Teachers Camp, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, and DepEd Taguig, which with the ABC of 64 million 128,082 and 86 pesos po. For lot 2 naman, we have DepEd Nasuli, Malaybalay, Bukidnon with ABC of 7,305,238 and 14 pesos. The start of issuance of bidding documents uh, was on December 22, 2023, which the bidding documents cost for lot 1, 44,700 pesos, and for lot 2, we have 5,300 pesos. The bidding documents may be downloaded at the following website at notices philjebs.gov.ph or deped.gov.ph. Mr. Chair, may we acknowledge the presence of Yusik Chan through online.
All right. Good afternoon, Yusek.
Good afternoon po. So, proceed po tayo. Currently, the number of prospective bidders that purchased the bidding documents as of January 8, 2024 is zero po. The pre-bid conference is open to all interested parties who have or have not bought the bidding documents. Salient points of the bidding documents. Under invitation to bid and instructions to bidders, prospective bidders should have completed within a period of 2 years immediately preceding the deadline for submission of bids. Single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid and the value of which adjusted if necessary by the bidder to current prices using the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA. Consumer Price Index must be at least 50% of the back of the lots bid for. Still under BDS Invitation to Bid Clause 5.3, page 18. For the purpose of the track record requirement, contracts similar to the project shall refer to the procurement of security services. For this purpose, the similar contract should have been completed within a period of 2 years, immediately preceding the deadline for the submission of for the submission and receipt of bids. For BDS, invitation to bid clause 7, subcontracting is not allowed. So next po natin, under invitation to bid clause 9, request for clarification for an interpretation must be in writing and submitted at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bids. The procuring entity's address is the chairperson, Bids and Awards Committee, Back 6, care of Procurement Management Service, Back Secretariat Division, Room M511, 5th floor, Mabini Building, DepEd Central Office, Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City. Telephone numbers 8636-6542 or 8633-9343. Email address depedcentral.backsecretariat@deped.gov.ph. Uh, Consistent with Section 22.5.3 of the revised IRR of RA 9184, posting on the PhilJEPS and the procuring entity's website on of any supplemental bid bulletin shall be considered sufficient notice to all bidders or parties concerned. Under invitation to bid clause 12, the price of the goods shall be quoted DDP or DepEd Central Office or the applicable international commercial terms, Incoterms for this project. Bid prices should be written in two decimal places only. Bid prices that are written in more than two decimal places shall be rounded off. Results of bid evaluation that will exceed the ABC shall be a ground for a rejection of the bids. If the bidder opt to use a bid security in the form of cash, cashier's or manager's check, backdraft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit, the amount shall be of 2% of the ABC for lot 1, which is 1,282,561 and 65 pesos. And lot 2, 146,104 and 76 pesos. And if the bidder opt to use bid security in surety bond, the amount shall be 5% of ABC for lot 1, which is 3,206,404 and 14 pesos. And for lot 2, we have 365,261 and 90 pesos. Under invitation to bid clause 14.2, bid securities other than a bid securing declaration shall be turned over to the DepEd Cash Division for custody. The bid securing declaration shall be for the custody of the Back Secretariat. The bid security shall not contain any deletion, crossing out, expunction, or any form of correction. Otherwise, DepEd may reject such security if any such intercalation or alteration affects any material information or feature of the document. Under invitation to bid, clause 15, the prospective bidders shall enclose their original eligibility and technical documents in a sealed envelope marked as original technical proposal. Uh, Copies thereof shall be similarly sealed in envelopes marked as copy number 1, technical proposal, and copy number 2, technical proposal. In addition, the USB flash drive containing the soft copy of the original eligibility and technical documents shall be marked as USB flash drive. The said envelopes containing the original and the copies and the flash drive shall then be enclosed in one single envelope marked as technical proposal. On the other hand, the original of their financial documents shall be enclosed in another sealed envelope marked as original financial proposal. Copies thereof shall be similarly sealed in envelopes marked as copy number 1 financial proposal and copy number 2 financial proposal. The USB flash drive containing the soft copy of the original financial documents shall be marked as a USB flash drive. The said envelopes containing the original and the copies and the flash drive shall then be enclosed in one single envelope marked as financial proposal. Under clause 15 continuation, further, the envelopes marked as technical proposal and financial proposal shall be enclosed and or uh, sealed in an outer envelope marked as mother envelope. Please see illustration 1. Any discrepancy between the hard or paper copies and the copies contained and as presented in the USB flash drive, the hard or paper copies will prevail. Original copies of the Class A eligibility legal documents, such as the SEC DTI or the CDA registration certificate and the mayor's permit, may not be submitted on the date and the time of the bid submission. However, the bidder must be able to present such original copies during post-qualification on demand by the BAC or its authorized representatives for validation. This slide illustrates how you will seal and mark your envelopes. So, continuation po ulit ng clause 15, invitation to bids. To facilitate the receipt and classification of bid envelopes, uh, outer envelopes shall be colored red. Inner envelope containing technical proposal shall be color blue and inner envelope containing financial proposal shall be color green. And the post-qualification document shall be color brown. Continuation of ITP Clause 15. Post-qualification documents may be submitted during the bidding, but this does not qualify. This does not disqualify bidders who will not submit post-qualification documents during bid submission. Note: each bidder shall submit three paper copies, one which is original and two copies of its bid and two USB flash drive electronic copies, one technical component and one financial component. The e-copy of the price schedule must be in the form of Excel and PDF. Continuation of clause 15, unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes shall be rejected. However, bid envelopes that are not properly sealed and marked as required in the bidding documents shall be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The bank shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid or for its premature opening. Online submission of bids is not allowed. Under clause 19.15 of invitation to bid, uh, the computation of a prospective bidder's NFCC, which is net financial contracting capacity, must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid, calculated as follows. Uh, Net financial contracting capacity, so current assets minus current liabilities, 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the lot or aggregate of lots of bid for. The values of the domestic bidder's current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR. For purposes of computing the foreign bidders NFCC, the value of the current assets and current liabilities shall be based on their audited financial statements prepared in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards under 23.5.1.4a. Continuation of clause 19.5, if the prospective bidder submits a committed line of credit, it must be at least equal to 10% of the ABC of the lot or lots bid for, provided that if the same is issued by a foreign universal or commercial bank, it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local universal or commercial bank. In any case, the NFCC computation or committed line of credit must be sufficient for all the items or contracts bid. The NFCC computation shall be in accordance with the prescribed form. Continuation, in case of a joint venture, the NFCC shall be computed based on the audited financial statement of the local lead partner, unless it is shown by clear proof that the other partners to the joint venture have infused capital investment to support the operation of the local lead partner to ensure compliance with the obligations under the contracts in this project, in which case the NFCC of the foreign joint venture or the minority partner of the joint venture shall be computed. For this purpose, the local lead partner shall be that person or organization or company identified in the joint venture agreement or in the letters of intents for potential joint venture partners shown to have the controlling stakes in the JV. For easier reference, participating joint ventures or prospective joint venture partners must indicate in their JVAs or letters of intent the local lead partner appointed by them. Continuation, the NFCC must be supported by the following documents, which are certified true copies of the income tax return for the preceding year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from date of bid submission. And two is an audited financial statement stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited or authorized institution for the preceding year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from date of bid submission. Under clause 20.1 of the invitation to bid, within a non-extendable period of 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the back that it submitted the LCB, the bidder shall submit the following requirements. First, latest income and business tax returns, printed copies of the electronically filed income tax and business tax returns with copies of their respective payment confirmation forms for the immediately preceding calendar or tax year from the authorized agent bank. Only tax returns filed and taxes paid through the BIR Electronic Filing and Payment System or EFPS shall be accepted. Note that the latest income and business tax returns are those within the last 6 months preceding the date of bid submission, and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in these bids. Continuation, during post-qualification, upon demand by the BAC or its representatives, a bidder with the lowest calculated bid shall be able to present documents to verify or support its statement of ongoing and or statement identifying its single largest completed contract or SLCC, which may consist of the following: appropriate and clear duly signed contracts, purchase orders, agreements, notices of award, job orders, or notices to proceed with the corresponding duly signed certificate of completion, delivery receipts, inspection and acceptance reports, certificates of final acceptance or official receipts. For validation purposes, original copy of Class A eligibility documents must be submitted and certified true copy documents as issued by the certifying or authorized agencies. Continuation, during post-qualification, compliance of the goods offered with the requirements specified in this bidding document shall be determined, including the following. As per Section 34.3, item number 2, item A of the IRR RA 9184, verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment units to be owned, leased, under purchase by the bidder for use in the contract under bidding, as well as checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these ongoing contract shows negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts. Continuation, as per Section 34.3, P3, item A to C of the IRR of RA 9184, verification and or inspection of and testing of the goods or product after sales and or maintenance capabilities in applicable cases, as well as checking the following: delay in the partial delivery of goods amounting to 10% of the contract price in its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these contracts shows the bidder's failure to deliver or perform any or all of the goods or services within the periods specified in the contract or within any extension thereof granted by the procuring entity pursuant to a request made by the supplier prior to the delay, and such failure amounts to at least 10% of the contract price, or unsatisfactory performance of the supplier's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the bidder's fault or negligence, the BAC shall disqualify the bidder from the award for the procurement of goods. Continuation, in case of foreign bidders, a certificate of authentication from the Department of Foreign Affairs shall be required for each document submitted. That is, the Class A documents or its equivalent that are written in foreign language, translated to English, and duly authenticated by the appropriate Philippine Foreign Service as establishment or post or the equivalent office having jurisdiction over the foreign bidders affairs in the Philippines. To facilitate post qualification, the bidder at its option may submit in advance, that is, on the deadline for submission and receipt of bids, above requirements and other documents required in Section 2, ITB 20.2. The envelope shall be placed in a brown envelope and marked ITB 20.1 documents, name of project, bid opening date, and name of bidder. Continuation, failure to submit the above requirements within the required time frame or a finding against the veracity of any such documents or other documents submitted for the project shall be a ground for disqualification of the bidder for the award and enforcement of the bid securing declaration. GCC Clause 2.2, billing and payment. The security agency may bill DepEd on a monthly basis. Billings or requests for payment shall be supported by the following documents: monthly billing for security services rendered, collectible monthly basis, every first week of the month, direct payment to client bank account number through LDAP or Land Bank of the Philippines. Monthly service invoice in triplicate copies indicating the breakdown and the total amount being collected. Daily time records of security services and security guards for the billing period, and monthly summary accomplishment report, monthly summary payroll of number of security posted and number of duty hours rendered, table of manning of security services or guards daily and per shift, photocopy of security service contract with certified true copy, and monthly daily time record, biometrics finger scan. GCC Clause 2.2 Continuation. Note, the supplier must furnish copy of the above-mentioned documents to DepEd Accounting and the End User Administrative Service, Security Services Unit, and the Contract Management Division of the Procurement Service Central Office. Clause 3, GCC SEC Clause 3, Performance Security shall be posted in favor of DepEd and shall be forfeited in the event it is established that the supplier is in default of any of its obligation under the contract. The supplier shall be responsible for the extension of its performance security and or renewal of its performance security whenever necessary and or without need of prior notice or instruction from DepEd to ensure that it is in force and effect for the whole duration of the contract delivery period and until a certificate of final acceptance is duly issued. Continuation, the performance security shall not contain any deletion, crossing out, expansion, or any form of correction. Otherwise, DepEd may reject such security if any such intercalation or alteration affects any material information or feature of the document. For the schedule of requirements, list or description of goods or services. The project sites are DepEd Central Office, DepEd Taguig City, Baguio Teachers Camp, and NEAP, DepEd Bagabag, Vizcaya. The project duration is 9 months and 10 days for Lot 1 and 11 months for Lot 2. Delivery of service period at the time of notice to proceed by the winning security agency. So, under schedule of requirements, the posting area, day shift, night, and total can be found in the bidding documents. So, kindly check na lang din po. Under, ano po ito, security guards ng DepEd Central Office. So, with a grand total of 60 security guards po. Next po, DepEd Taguig City with a grand total of 20 security guards. And for the DepEd Baguio Teachers Camp and the National Educators Academy of the Philippines, we have a grand total of 60 security guards po. For the DepEd Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya facility, we have a grand total of security guards po, 20. For DepEd Nasuli, Malaybalay City, Bukidnon, we have 20 security guards po. Okay. So for the technical specifications po, bidders must state here either comply or not comply against each of the individual parameters of each specification, stating the corresponding performance parameter of the equipment offered. Statements of comply or not comply must be supported by evidence in a bidder's bid and cross-reference to that evidence. Evidence shall be in the form of manufacturer's unamended sales literature, unconditional statements of specification and compliance issued by the manufacturer, samples, independent test data, etc. as appropriated.
Excuse me. Why are we reading this part? Ano bang tech specs natin sa ating mga guards? Meron bang dapat minanufacture ang paa niya? Ganun ba yun?
Di ba dapat kasama?
Bakit ito yung nakalagay?
Pwede naman hindi na
Skip na lang po namin.
Oo, kasi hindi naman relevant. I don't think this is relevant. So don't include this in the ano kasi tao ang pinag-uusapan natin dito.
Noted po, Mr. Chair. So, again, for the terms of reference or technical specifications, see annexes of schedule of requirements, Annex A for the terms of reference, Annex C for the qualification standards, Annex D for the equipment requirements, Annexes E to E5 for the list of technical specifications of equipment requirements, and Annex G for the list of technical specifications
Alright.
of signages.
Etong mga equipment na to referring to the mga barel, yung mga ganyan. Na, yung kanina, hindi yon ano? Kasi that was referring to dapat mga tao. Diba?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so bidders please take note lang kasi parang may mali doon sa ating... May correct, Backsec? May namali tayo
Yes po,
doon?
Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige.
So proceeding with the no contact rule, under section 32.1 of the IRR or RA 9184, members of the BAC, including its staff and personnel, as well as its secretariat and TWG, are prohibited from making or accepting any communication with any bidder regarding the evaluation of their bids until the issuance of the notice of award. However, the BAC, through its secretariat, may ask in writing the bidder for a clarification of its bid. All responses to requests for clarification shall be in writing. So for the deadline for submission and opening of bids on January 22, 2024, 1 p.m. The venue is i-revise po namin to for procurement conference room.
By the way, for those members of the BAC, if you can hear me, no? Is January 22 already a good time considering the fact that in our other BAC activities, BAC, what do you call this one? Projects, we moved the period to sometime later due to the requirement of getting the permits, right? Am I correct, BAC members? However, let me ask you, is this January 22 already the 45th day or 44th day from the time we...
Nakapalaw po siya sa 45 calendar days po natin.
Yan na yung 45th day?
Yes. Nakapalaw pa naman po.
Nakapaloob pa siya?
Yes po.
Yusek, do you think we should move this period considering the... Hello, Yusek?
Yes, sir. Based on the timeline given by James, which I shared sa chat group, kung following that, ang latest date for bid opening nito is February 11. Nakalagay. Yun yung 45. Yun yung 45th day niya is February 11.
Yes, that's right. So
may leeway pa tayo.
yeah, that's right. Because of the fact that we don't want bidders coming in who will just in the end disqualify because they don't have the valid or current business permits. Am I right, Yusek? That was the reason why we had to move a little for the other projects.
That's correct.
Right. Anyway, we can subject this to the to questions later, no, from our prospective bidders who are present, if ever there are, and we will take it from there. I just want to tell everyone that right now, I think January 22 is a bit um, unrealistic in terms of the business side of things. No? So let's see. All right, continue, Baksek. Do you still have something?
So, late bids shall not be accepted for, uh, next po, deadline for letter of clarifications on January 11, 2024, 5 p.m. Email to DepEd Central, that backsecretariat at deped.gov.ph. Note, please use your official business email in sending your queries and or clarifications. Take note din po again for the submission and opening of bids, subject to change po for further notice po. So for the floor is now open for queries po.
All right. Are there prospective bidders here present?
Yes.
Kasi may nakita akong wala namang bumili ng bid docs pa. All right. Ay, mga prospective bidders. Okay. Good afternoon to you all. Sige, do you have questions? We are now ready to answer them. Just please identify kung saan ka and then, the question.
Be seated po, sir. Sige po.
Hello, good afternoon po, sir. Sir, ang question ko lang po is, nagbayad na po kami before. Magbabayad pa po ba ulit kami? Sa
No, sir. Bali po, Mr. Chair.
Yes, continue.
Bali mag-fill up na lang po ulit ng BIS po, bid information sheet po.
Okay
Then,
po.
okay na naman po yung binayaran nyo before.
Yeah, I understand it was because we had problems with the dole issuance, right?
Yes, sir.
Dun sa salaries ba yun? I forgot, tama ba ako? Yeah.
Yes, sir. By the way, Ponsyano po pala. Ponsyano Campos from BB Security po. Sir, last question po. Doon po sa sa lot 2 sa Malaybalay Bukidnon, yung rate po ba na ginamit doon is 405 or 428 po?
Again po.
Doon po sa lot 2 po na Malaybalay Bukidnon, ano po yung rate po na ginamit doon? Is yung po bang 405 or 428 po? Kasi medyo conflict po sa amin kung baka magkamali kami ng rate.
You make sure it's the current rate, ha? Baksek. Yung, because yung juice, dole or padpaw ba yun?
May we call on our end user po, sir.
Good afternoon po. From end user po, ang ginamit po namin computation is the PADPAW wage category 2, wage order number RX-21 effective October 1, 2023.
How much is it?
For daily wage is 405.
405. Is that the latest? Because I understand there was an issuance and I think that is where the confusion lies.
Yes, sir.
428 na ngayon.
Yun po yung ano namin.
428 na yata ngayon. We cannot. Yusek, di ba may ginawa tayong dito? Nakakuha tayo ng naging issue to? Yusek?
Yes, yes, ang alam ko agreement is we will use the dollar rates, not the PADPAW rates kasi si PADPAW hindi pa nag-update.
Okay. So it should be dollar rates.
Mr. Chair, yung dollar rate po ay yung sa Baguio.
Baguio lang?
Opo.
Bakit Baguio lang?
For Region 10.
We will clarify.
Yes,
We will come up with a bid bulletin on this, ha?
Ayun lang po, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question from the others? Anyway, we might move. Meron ba? Sige, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon po. Jonalyn Kising from Lockheed Royal. Sir, question ko lang po dito sa Annex B under price schedule form. It was stated po kasi that the minimum administrative fee shall not be less than 20%. Would it follow, Mr. Chair, na the bidders that would go below 20% would be automatically disqualified?
It says minimum, right?
Yes.
If you go below, then
Would it follow na the bidders that would go below 20% would be automatically disqualified?
basically I think it would be like that because there is a minimum set, no? 20%. But we will come up with a bid bulletin if it is unclear to you still.
Uh, Yun lang po. Thank you.
All right, next.
Any queries po?
No other questions? All right, please take note of that we will be coming up with a bid bulletin. By the way, I'm just curious at this point, are the prospective bidders who are here, do you, yeah, do you already have your business permits? As in bago? Pardon? Nire-renew pa. That is why. Kasi ayoko naman na magbibid tayo at ang lahat disqualified, isa lang yung nakapasa dahil siya lang yung okay na ang business permit. All the others are not yet okay kasi alam naman natin yung January, yun yung renewal ng business permits, right? So we will come up with a final date perhaps of the bid opening. Is January 22 okay with you for those who are here? Not yet sure? Not yet sure? Okay, sige. So, yun nga ang tingin ko. Tingin din namin, no? I don't want na mag-failure of bidding because nobody was able to present their valid business permits and other requirements. So, all right. Any other questions? Wala na? Kasi kung mawala na, we are done here. Are you sure wala na ho kayong mga tanong, prospective bidders? Yusek, do you have any reminders to our prospective bidders or you want the people here now present to know?
Wala naman. We just have to clarify lang yung question about the Bukidnon kanina.
Yes.
Para
yes.
lang ma-final na natin. Oo.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, please.
Everybody, good afternoon. Roweno Perez, sir, from BB Security. Tanong ko lang, sir, yung regarding dun sa requirements natin, sir, ba sa mga firearms. Pagka post-qualification, sir, kailangan na ba natin yun i-present o doon na sa pag-deploy, sir, kung sakali?
Post-qual, end user.
Mr. Chair, during post-qua po.
Post-qual. Post-qual, because it might be that you will win, but then ang ating mga guards ay walang mga baril dahil hindi pa renewed ang kanilang mga lisensya, dahil nagre-renew pa lang kayo. So ang dala-dala nyo, batuta. Parang hindi yata kaya. Okay. So it should be post-qual. You should be able to present all documents. Any other questions? No more? Are you sure? Mamaya na lang kayo magtatanungan sa labas, kayo-kayo na lang? All right. If there are no questions, anything that the back members want to say? Baksek, do you have other reminders? Wala na?
Bali for further notice po ulit yung ating bid opening.
Yes, and the bid docs we will be coming up with them as soon as possible considering this issue, no. All right. It appears there are no questions. Do I hear any motion?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
It has been moved that we adjourn. Is there anybody who seconds the motion? It has been moved and seconded that we adjourn our activity this afternoon. And do I hear any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, our day is done here. Thank you very much.
Thank you po.
Chair.
Okay, okay, other agenda. So for those of you who are no longer